I joke with Amanda and with a lot of my clients that I'm a glorified door opener, but honestly, I do more than that. And let's take a minute and figure out what a buyer's agent should be doing when they show you, the buyer, some houses. So let's break it up into three different categories. We'll do before the showings, during the showings, and then after the showings. So, first up, for before the showings, obviously planning the route, finding the best route to get to every single house. If there's gated communities, you got to figure out how to get into those gated communities. Not all of the instructions are perfectly clear. Does the buyer have to tailgate the buyer's agent? Can they meet separately at different times or get special permission to be on the guard gate? Okay, the route is planned and it's going to be an action packed Saturday with you and your agent going to 5 or 6 different houses that day. Another thing that the buyer's agent should be doing, this is something that I do on every single one of my MLS sheets that I get for a home, is I'll look up the permits. I show mostly in Duval County, but also sometimes in St. Johns County. Either way, you can look up the permits for those counties and just figure out how old's the HVAC, how old's the roof. Sometimes a water heater is permitted. 99% of the time, a water heater is not permitted. Then a lot of times I'll come across some surprises that I didn't even know to think about or to look as I was looking. I'll come across building additions, when the screen enclosure was put in, when the pool was put in, if a water softener was put in. Those are most usually permitted. And so it's just a good way to come in with some information and provide that to the buyer before we even step foot into the home. Okay, the route's planned. We got the permits for the places. Now we're stepping foot in the first house. What should a buyer's agent be doing? Buyer's agent should be handing you the MLS sheet with all the pertinent info, have those permits written on there, and then just talk briefly about the house or what you found out. The MLS description, sir, said the roof is from 2018, the HVAC is from 2015, and the water heater is original to the home, 30 years old. That gives them a good indication of, okay, what kind of money do I have to invest in this place before I'm going to purchase it? An old 20-year-old roof is much more likely to be a deal breaker than that 30-year-old water heater. Water heater can be as low as $1,600 on a single family home and can be negotiated in the contract. So even though that's an insurance issue, uh, it's an easy one to overcome. Okay, aside from systems of the home, what else are we looking for? Anytime I see T111 siding on a home, I always point that out to my home buyers, especially if there's no gutters. The drip drip from the side of a house that has T111 almost always has wood rot on the sides, and that WDO will come up in a WDO inspection. If an interior has been renovated, I try to see, was it done by the homeowner or did he hire a contractor? And that's, you can tell that pretty quickly when you see that. Settling foundations are very common in Florida, so you see a lot of cracks, especially on driveways and in garages. But you want to be on the lookout for more severe cracks if it has stucco siding. If you see that staircase cracking on the side of that stucco, or any other cracks around a window on stucco, it's a good indication that that's going to need to be sealed and repainted. And that's going to be a cost to a buyer that they should know about going into a home. Really, anything that I have seen in a previous home or a problem that I've come across on a previous transaction, I try and point out, especially if it's going to be costly to the buyers. And what should an agent be doing for a buyer after showing the homes? A lot of buyers ask me questions about a house while I'm in it that I don't know the answer to, that I need to reach out to the listing agent for. So I'm going to want to do all of my homework on those houses, whatever the questions may be for those houses, and get those answers, and then follow up with any other questions, and then find out if the listing agent is offering a commission on that home. Then after we do that, we'll take our information, and if we have a home or two homes that we want to narrow down and go see again or put an offer in on one, then we'll take those steps and move on from there.